We are honored to present Acharya Viveka, a contemporary spiritual teacher whose unique blend of formal monastic training and real life experience help individuals of all ages find purpose and independence. From weekly courses and international retreats to workshop, podcast, and a robust online presence, Acharya Vivek's message of introspection and resilience resonate across the globe. He has authored 2 books and leads the widely appreciated daily sessions called Meaningful Mornings, where he distills ancient wisdom into practical advice for modern living. As the spiritual guide of Chinmaya Mission, Niagara Falls in Canada, he skillfully bridges traditional Vedantic teaching with everyday's life. Acharya Vivek's dynamism extends further. He has founded centers in London, Cleveland, and supports Chinmaya Mission's efforts in Albany and Pittsburgh. His compassionate leadership, unwavering commitment, and uplifting message continue to inspire countless students and seekers worldwide, exemplifying the transformative power of introspection and dedicated spiritual practices. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Acharya Viveka.
Should I say it louder? I'll share with you a really profound truth as people continue to come in, and then I'll begin sharing whatever I'm supposed to be sharing. You've never seen your face before. How many of you knew that? You have only seen a reflection of your face, but you have never directly seen your face before. Yes? Now think about before you came into Hall 2 or today's celebration, what you did to your face. You put mascara on, you tweezed out the white hairs from your beard and so on, but you've never seen your face before. That's why I really enjoyed listening to the speakers in the celebration sharing how it is in Bharat where we are supposed to train ourselves in a different narrative, in a different framing. So with that, my name is Vivek. I was born and live in Niagara Falls, Canada. I share that because someone today told me I look much older than I do through Zoom. So I want to re-emphasize that I am a Canadian with my Canadian accent, but I have a love for Bharat that cannot be described. As we focus on the culture of peace and well-being, I'm going to start by proving to you where peace is. So as I do this, I'm going to ask you first, where is peace? Where is it? In your eyes. In the cup of tea that they give you. Have you all seen the movie Kung Fu Panda 1 where he goes inner peace? Where is inner peace? And he's looking in his armpit. So here is how I'm going to show you where peace is by giving you a proof that you are peace. I don't want you to think that peace is inside of you, like it's in your liver or your center. Whatever you think you are, that's what peace is. Is everyone ready for this? Put your hand up if you're ready. Awesome. Here's number 5. I'm going to go from 5 down to 1. Number 5 is quality of objects. This is proof number 5. It's a sutra. Quality of objects. There is no object that is intrinsically made up of peace. How many of you agree with me? Does chocolate have peace? Sometimes we think so, but it's not true. Does money have peace? Often when we give money, we actually feel more peaceful. So no object is of the quality of peace. Here's number 4. Quantity of objects. Quantity of objects. Have you all heard of the law of diminishing returns? As you keep getting something, it becomes less and less valuable. Correct? So if you have 2 bowls of salted caramel ice cream, you get 2 units of happiness, correct? So logically then, if you have 2 bowls, then you have 4 scoops now, correct? Each bowl is 2 scoops, now you have 4 scoops. So how many units of happiness do you have? Is it really 4? There's lots of physicians here. They're nodding their head. There's 4 units of sugar, but I show 4 units of happiness. Here's number 3. This is my favorite. Absence of objects. Absence of objects. Can you tell me when you experience the absence of objects? When do you experience this? During discourses and when you're asleep, correct? When you're asleep, you don't know what time it is. You don't know what gender you are, what sweater you're wearing. You don't know anything. But everyone likes to sleep. Very few people like to wake up, correct? So nothing is there, but you're there. So where is that peace coming from? You. What was number 5? 5. What was number 5? Quality of objects. 4? Good. 3? Absence of objects. Good. Here's number 2. Number 2. Escaping the unnatural. Escaping the unnatural. My wife and I have been married for almost 15 years. We have 2 kids who are 7 and 5, Vyasa and Shuka. And they had just come to India for the very first time. They left to go back to Canada yesterday, and I came to Indore. While they were playing in different places, occasionally they would have a piece of wood that would get into their forearm. You know, if you're playing on a tree or playing with wood. So they have a splinter in their forearm. Now they're younger, healthier kids. So what did their body automatically start to do? It starts to push out that piece of wood, correct? Even if I don't take it out, the body will push it out because that wood doesn't belong in that arm, correct? But you take my wrist bones have been there for so long, but they belong there. Whenever you feel angry, frustrated, jealous, stressful, what do? You try to get out of it. When I'm feeling stress, I go through retail therapy. I buy things to feel less stressful, correct? If you were naturally angry, frustrated, jealous, you would do nothing about it. But you do something about it, which shows that's not you. And here's number 1. Embracing the natural. Embracing the natural. What is your name?
Sapan.
Sapan. Sapan, when you feel calm, when you feel generous, what do you do when that emotion is in your heart? Nothing. What is your name in the langa and the clothing you're wearing? I don't know how to describe it. What is your name? Sonali. Sonali, when you're feeling peaceful, when you're feeling disciplined, what do you do? See, you've answered it. You don't do anything. When we feel generous and compassionate and loving, we don't do anything because it's so natural. When we're happy, you don't want to do anything. You just want to be happy. So as we think about the culture of peace, I want to bring to your attention again. Have you ever seen your face before? We only see the reflection of our face. Similarly, we only know the reflection of peace because we never actually look at us. Look at who we are. I lived in an ashram for 25 months as a brahmachari. We had no passport, we had no Wi-Fi, we couldn't talk for 9 hours a day. And my guru, my guide had shared, if I hold up this piece of paper and I hold up a mirror, both are objects, correct? This is an object and this is an object. But when you look at a piece of paper, what are you looking at? The paper. When you're looking at a mirror, what are you looking at? You. It is a very unique object, a mirror. And that's what's so important for us to do. We develop our IQ so much. We keep looking at the paper, but what about our emotional quotient? What about our spiritual quotient? That's like looking at the mirror. How many of you agree with what I've shared so far? How many of you like what I've shared so far? Good. More people like it than agree with it. That's good. But now I want to zoom into, what are you supposed to do about this? It's so nice to hear these words, but how do you actually practice this? The word yoga means to unite. Another way to think about this is perpetual betterment. For those who play sports in the Olympics, you have your PB. What does PB stand for? Personal best. This is the fastest time I ran. This is the farthest distance I jumped. Yoga is a personal best. Today, your personal best should be less than tomorrow. Agreed? The day after, your personal best should be even more. If we want to start to develop our EQ, our SQ, if we want to start to look at what we are, we have to be better versions of ourselves. And yoga provides us a system to do that. When I use the word yoga, can you shout out some words that you think of when you hear the word yoga? What do you think of? Poses. What else? Asanas. What else? Clothing, no? Lululemon, TNA, Peloton, etc. See, if you Googled yoga right now, you will see a lot of beautiful people in beautiful postures. No one will look like me. Correct? Because we've made yoga that paper again. We're looking outside rather than inside. When you think of yoga, really what you should be thinking about is Rishi Patanjali. Can you say that back to me? Who? One more time. Rishi Patanjali. The word Rishi means seer. Someone who can see inside of us the way we can't see inside of ourselves. Rishi Patanjali has created a map called the Yoga Sutras, a very powerful map. In the Yoga Sutra, a portion of these teachings is called the yamas. What is that word again? Yama. Yama in English means don't. Yama in English means discipline. Yama in English means instead of looking outside, you start to look inside at what you are. I'm going to share with you 5 simple practices. This is the mental well-being part. If my mind is better, it's engaged in yoga, then I'm going to start to feel I am peace. Here's what these 5 yamas are, and I know what you know them, but I'm going to try to share what they mean in a very practical way. The first yama is ahimsa. Can you share that word back to me? Now tell me, what does ahimsa mean in English? See, you all said non-violence. Gandhiji is outside. There's many paintings and figures of him. Are any of you violent? I don't even know you, but I can tell that you're not a violent person. So here, I'm told not to be violent, but I'm already not violent. So it doesn't bring out the best in me. Ahimsa means non-harming. Non-harming. Today when you had lunch, what did you eat? What was the best part of today's lunch? The paneer, obviously. You think it was the chapati? It was the paneer. But now, if there's 200 people who are trying to eat paneer, but they've only made food for 180 people, then if I go in for my second serving of paneer, isn't that a form of harming? So non-harming. That's step 1. Here's step 2. Aparigraha. Can you say that back to me? What is this? This is called parigraha. To hold on tightly. Aparigraha, to let go freely. So it is non-possessing. Non-possessing. One of the greatest harms to our environment, whether Canada, America, or Bharat, has been the Industrial Revolution. Many scientists would say otherwise. The Industrial Revolution was good, but it really reduced the span of life of the Earth, correct? The Earth was going to live till 2200, 2300. How long is the Earth going to live now? Maybe 2050, maybe 2060. Because everybody wants to possess. So non-possessing. Okay, I'm going to pause, get to the end, and then we'll continue with our workshop. Where is peace? Can you point to me where peace is? Now, from now on, I want you to use both hands and hug yourself. Can you show me where peace is? Yes, because if you say here, it's in your mind. It's not there, it's you. Peace. And there's a proof to that, especially when you're asleep. When you're asleep, there's nothing but you feel peace. So now how do I start to look at myself more? It is by practicing the discipline not to look outside, not to be an extrovert. And Rishi Patanjali started off with ahimsa, non-harming. Number 2, non-possessing. Here's number 3. It is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya in English means non-indulging. Non-indulging. Can you tell me something that you indulge in? What do you indulge in? WhatsApp, correct? Netflix, newspapers, gossip. We engage in this indulging, but you see how if you indulge, what are you not looking at? What you are. So to put in that don't or that discipline not to go in that direction. In the Ramayana, at the end of the Ramayana, there's a lovely dialogue. And one of the questions and answers at the end of the Ramayana is, what is the greatest papa? Anyone know what the greatest papa is? Gossip. The greatest way to hurt yourself and others, the greatest way to move away from peace is gossip. So non-indulging. Number 4, it is asteya. Asteya, if you Google it, means non-stealing. How many people stole something today? You didn't. You're at this conclave. How could you have stolen? Someone did steal something. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm speaking to you. Speaking to you. Right? We don't steal things. So the more rigorous definition is non-arrogating. Non-arrogating. When I take credit for something I don't deserve credit for, isn't that a form of stealing? We talk about intellectual property, copyrights, patents, that's all. Asteya, if I don't take that credit. It was very nice how some of the ministers spoke about how our maps are not patented, correct? It's open source. Who owns the Bhagavad Gita? There's people who share it, but nobody owns the Bhagavad Gita. And here's number 5. This is my last thought. I also know it's 4:30 p.m. in the middle of February, but keep in mind, you're working on IST. I'm working on EST. So, the last is Satya. And I very, very, very much like this yama, this don't, this discipline. It is non-compromising. Non-compromising. We all know we should find peace within ourselves. We all know we should develop our EQ, but actually following through with this is so different. And that's why that 5th discipline is non-compromising. This is right, and right is mine. I believe, according to my schedule, I was supposed to start at 4:30, but I think I started at 4:47. What I wanted to do with all of you, and now you'll have to do this yourself, is an exercise called Minute to Mind Management. This is a time management exercise where you look at what you do with your time. And the point of this exercise is we tend to waste time. We tend to waste time. And there's a very famous quote that says, if money is lost, nothing is lost. If time is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. So if we learn to manage our time better, we will learn to manage our character better. That's that mental well-being. And if that's checked off, the chances of me feeling this inner peace is much, much, much higher. So please try to search Acharya Viveka Minute to Mind Management, and you'll see this exercise online, on YouTube, or there's a podcast, so you can follow through with this. Thank you to United Consciousness. I'm very lucky. I'm one of the board members. I'm one of the board members of United Consciousness, and it's my bhagya that I get to work with so many great people like Vikrantji, Sukhdevji, Rajeshji, etc. I have learned so much and I've grown so much over the past 5 years, and I'm excited to see what other seva United Consciousness can engage in. Hari Om.